Base runner aboard. Kyle Blevins hopping on the first pitch. Brooks Hart batting in the 2 spot. Ethan McAnally hitting third. Trent Nelson is the 4 guy. Trevor Allen in the 5 spot. Tyler Wave is hitting 6th. Sebastian Harden 7th. Zane Steele in the 8 hole. And Gavin Moran is batting 9th. Ray Jordan on the hill for Wallace Dothan. Pitcher of the year, and he's got a player of the year on the team as well. We'll get to him in a moment. Over to first and safely back goes Blevins. Blevins more steals than any other Coyote. So yes, he is a threat to go. Jordan fully aware. Grayson Ash behind the plate for Wallace Dothan. The first baseman is Warwick Wilmot. At second, Jake Smith, shortstop Kason Eubanks. Sean Darnell is at third, and Eubanks, by the way, the player of the year in ACC Division II baseball. JT Thigpen's in left. Center fielder is Logan Johnson, and the right fielder, Brody Capps. Outside with a pitch, and the count goes to 2-1. Another good-looking day for baseball. And we're hoping it stays good-looking. Got 4 games on tap for today. And 2 of the games will take somebody out of the picture. So in reality, somebody's is in plural. You've got a 4 o'clock and 7 o'clock elimination game in this original field of 6. By tonight around 10 or 11, we'll be down to 4. Get over to first. Again, scampering back is Blevins. 20 stolen bases on the year for Blevins. 2-1 the count on Hart. Ethan McAnally to the on-deck circle. On the outside part of the plate, count evens up at 2. Two balls, 2 strikes, nobody gone. Base runner on. Blevins with a single. That is swatted over towards right field. It will extend over the mid of Wilmot. On his way to third. Blevins first and third for the Coyotes. So a couple of base runners aboard, and I think Jordan is complaining about the mound. Had a brief conversation with the official. The official came out and they looked down at the mound. It looks pretty much like a baseball mound does. But every pitcher has got their little nuances where they like to place one foot, the other. A couple of runners aboard. Ethan McAnally steps in, and he'll take a pitch on the outside part of the plate. Nothing in one on McAnally. Trent Nelson on deck. Couple of pitches into the zone. A little bit of an advantage, you would think, for the Coyotes in having one game under their belt. So they've been able to take care of those proverbial butterflies. Govs have not had that chance yet. And an opening round bye based on their 1 seed. So inning number 1, kind of their butterfly time. Whereas for the Coyotes, got that out of their system a day ago against Enterprise State. One and 2 on McAnally. Trent Nelson to the on-deck circle. into center field. Base ramp, base hits from Blevins, Hart, and McAnally, and the McAnally single will drive in Blevins. Coyotes taking the early lead. Still nobody gone. Trent Nelson to the plate. Well, this is a Coastal North squad who is not the same team that played the first half of the year. Arguably the hottest team coming in outside of maybe Wallace Dothan. 8-2 in the last 10 games of the year, and they've certainly cranked up the sticks over the course of the last month or so of the season. And in yesterday's ball game against Enterprise State, put together 16 hits. Already 3 hits in this one. Sent foul by Trent Nelson. Trevor Allen moving to the on-deck circle. Trevor Allen was not in the offensive lineup yesterday for Coastal North. He was the starting pitcher for the Coyotes. Fouled off of Trent Nelson. He's got that shin guard on, but still smarted. And trying to shake off the pain, and will be given the opportunity. Said it before, it's a little surprising to me that there's not more injuries, as in serious ones, to players with those fouled off pitches. And fortunately for Nelson, got that shin guard on, that ankle guard. And that kind of softened the blow, but Trent Nelson like, hey dude, if that softened the blow, I can only imagine what it would have been without the guard. 1-2 on Nelson. There's the first strikeout of the game for Ray Jordan. 60 during the regular season. K number 61 with a strikeout of Trent Nelson. Trevor Allen, as I mentioned, the only Coyote in the lineup today that was not in the offensive lineup yesterday. And here's a guy who, going into the last weekend of the season, had 16 RBIs in the year as a whole. He had an 8 RBI day against Bishop State. 7 in the first game of the doubleheader and 1 in the nightcap. So all of a sudden, he's up there in the top 5 in RBIs with 24 on the year. Two and 0 the count on Allen. Tyler Wave to the on-deck circle. On the outside part of the plate, Coyotes kicking it off with a bang. Singles from Blevins, Hart, and McAnally. And the McAnally single bringing in Blevins. On the outside part of the plate. Had a chance to talk with Keith Griffin, Coyote coach, prior to the game, and he was raving about this pitcher for Wallace Dothan. So he is a good one. Strike delivered on the outside part of the plate. Got a 90-plus mile-an-hour fastball. And Toot talked about his moxie. Says he just got the right stuff for a pitcher. So respect from the opposing coach for Ray Jordan. Tyler Wave, a 2-run home run yesterday in that win over Enterprise State. Coming to the plate with a couple of base runners on after back-to-back Ks of Nelson and Allen. Sebastian Harden to the on-deck circle. 0-1 pitch. Down to third instead of second. Everybody's saved. McAnally with a steal. Hard at third. Nothing in 2 on Wave. Sebastian Harden on deck. Here's the Jordan offering. Missed, but by a smidge. And I'm not sure how much a smidge is. I think it's akin to a tad. As the count goes to 1-2 on Wave. Ground to first. Wilmot's got it. Wave out number 3. 2-runner stranded. 1 run in. Coyotes score in the top of the first and send us to the bottom of the inning.
Hitting off the bottom of the first for Wallace Dothan, number 2, shortstop, Kason Eubanks.
Bottom of the first gets underway. Kason Eubanks will start it off. Sean Darnell, the 2-hitter. Brody Capps hitting third. Warwick Wilmot is the 4-hitter. Grayson Ash hits 5th. Logan Johnson 6th. Ellis Yan is the 7-hitter. JT Thigpen batting 8th. And Jake Smith is the 9 guy. Ethan Edge getting the start for the Coyotes. On the bump, he is a Baker, Florida product. Former Gator turned Coyote. Zane Steele. These two guys likely is. What a great play by Trent Nelson at third. Eubanks with a line out. 1 out for Sean Darnell.
Sean Darnell.
But these are a couple of guys in edge and steal behind the plate that likely were teammates in Baker, both sophomores from Baker. And Baker's not a big community, only one high school. And the next nearest would be Crestview, so unless one of them played for the Bulldogs, or I guess maybe over into Laurel Hill for the Hobos, they were teammates at Baker. Ethan Edge on the hill and Zane Steele behind the plate. First baseman Ethan McAnally. Brooks Hart is at second. Kyle Blevins at short. The third baseman Trent Nelson. Outfield of Sebastian Harden in left. Center fielder Gavin Moran and the right fielder Tyler Wade. One ball, couple of strikes on Sean Darnell. Count even at 2. Brody Capps to the on-deck circle. Now, if you go back as far as I do, which you probably don't, when you mention Baker, Florida, you might remember probably the greatest athlete to ever come out of the school, Houston McTeer. Underneath Nelson's mitt, and he does something to the shoulder while diving, is in pain. To second goes Sean Darnell.
Brings up number 4, right fielder Brody Capps.
Trent Nelson with the dive just kind of awkwardly landed and came up in pain. Now Coach Keith Griffin working on the shoulder of Trent Nelson. Boy, the initial look was not good. It looks a lot better right now. The motion of the arm, the shoulder, and apparently Trent Nelson will stay in the game. Some initial pain, but apparently okay now. Base runner in scoring position. Tying run for Brody Capps. Warwick Wilmot to the on-deck circle. Ground to Blevins, and he'll misplay it. E6 putting Capps on and Darnell to third.
Now batting for the Dogs, number 44, first baseman Warwick Wilmot.
Warwick Wilmot to the plate. A couple of base runners aboard. They're on the corners, one away, bottom part of the first. Kyle Blevins, 12 errors during the regular season. Picking up an E6 there. High pitch to Wilmot. If you are a 1 or 2 seed, you just got to win a couple of games to get to the championship. And I say just as if it's an easy task. You're going through some stiff competition, but win 2, and you're playing in the noon championship on Sunday. Everybody else a little tougher path, and if you lose in the opening game, especially your Enterprise States and your Bishop State, you got a little tougher road to hoe. But it's not an impossible one. Into the strike zone from Edge, and the count 3-1. Yesterday, Coastal North beating Enterprise State 9-5. Central Alabama 12-2 over Bishop State in 6. Inside pitch, loaded up for the Govs.
Vermont calls the walk. Brings up catcher number 7, Grayson Ash.
So it is all loaded for Grayson Ash. .353 hitter, 41 RBIs on the year. Second most on the team. The only Gov with more is the guy at first, Wilmot. .308 RBIs, 342 runs scored by Wallace Dothan. 1-0 pitch to Ash. Popped up. McAnally gives it a look from first, but it's out of play.
Fans, if you retrieve a foul ball, please return those to the nearest dugout. Thank you.
Loaded up for the Govs with a tying run at third, 1 away. Here in the bottom of the first, Coyotes would love to turn the double play, get out of the inning. Govs would love to spend some time at the plate here in the bottom of the first. When you got an 11 o'clock game tomorrow against the winner of Central Alabama and LBW. Lose this one and you got to play another game today. And if you want to be playing baseball tomorrow, then win a game today. Everybody that wins one today plays tomorrow. Fouled off towards third. Even counting 2 on Ash. Logan Johnson to the on-deck circle. Popped up, McAnally maybe with a chance. Nope, it is out of play. And another pitch coming to Grayson Ash. Ash, 3 home runs, 41 RBIs, 12 doubles. And doesn't strike out much. You like that from a guy that produces RBIs, only 11 strikeouts on the year. Two-two pitch. That is popped up in the direction of left. Sebastian Harden coming in to make the catch. And scoring from third is Darnell. Sebastian struggled out in left field. Went back, came charging in, put on the brakes, goes back, but here's the key, you made the catch. Ash with RBI number 42 on the year. That is ground back to edge. Goes to first, gets Logan Johnson on the 1-3. 2 runners stranded, 1 run in. We've played 1, and it's 1 apiece.
Fans, we cheer on our favorite teams at fields, gyms, arenas, and stadiums. But have you ever wondered what it's like to be a referee? Verbal abuse, from fans, parents, and coaches is the #1 reason why many referees are walking away. And they're not being replaced quickly enough by new ones. So put yourself in the official shoes, act with respect, and be officially human.
Leading up the top of the second for the Coyotes, number 26, left fielder, Sebastian Harden.
Sebastian Harden, just like the top of the first began, 1 pitch in and a base runner aboard. Kyle Blevins did it in the first. Sebastian Harden does it here in inning number 2. Zane Steele coming to the plate with Gavin Moran to the on-deck circle. A 25-minute first inning. And only a couple of runs scored. Check swing, did he go? Yes, he did. It's 0-1 on Steele. Gavin Moran to the on-deck circle. Ray Jordan on the year, his 9th start. He is 11-1. 5 complete games. Often starts when he finishes. 60 2/3 innings of work, 50 hits given up, 23 runs. 13 earned, 13 walks, 60 strikeouts. That is second best in the conference and second only to a teammate, Jake Middleton. One home run given up, an ERA of 1.93 for Jordan. This Wallace Dothan pitching staff giving up 20 home runs total. Zane Steele followed by Gavin Moran. Game slated for 10, 1, 4, and 7 today. Harden in safely with the steal. 15th steal of the year for Sebastian Harden. And the go-ahead run in scoring position for Zane Steele. Hitting .341, 3 home runs, 17 RBIs on the year. Two-one pitch. And the count evens up at 2. Bottom third of the order when you get to the bottom of the second for Wallace Dothan. Ellis Yan, JT Thigpen, and Jake Smith. Govs only lost 2 conference games all year. 3 strikeouts now in the game for Jordan, as he will get Steele for out number 1.
Gavin Moran.
Gavin Moran coming to the plate. Top of the order, Kyle Blevins to the on-deck circle. There was a look at Sebastian Harden. Got on with a single, stole second. In scoring position for Moran, checks his swing. It's into the strike zone. And 0-1. Jordan gave up 50 hits in 60 innings. So about a hit every inning and a third. Thus far in this one, we are an inning and a third in. And he's given up 4. Blevins, Hart, McAnally, and Harden. 1-1 to Moran. Little inside with the pitch, 2-1. But on the other hand, if he took the strikeouts and averaged them over a 9-inning game, averages about 9 a game, which is 1 an inning, and currently has 3. Low pitch to Moran.
Let's go, Drew. Let's go to work. Let's go to work, Drew.
3 balls and a strike. Harden with his lead at second. And if you're really into averages, he doesn't walk folks often. But he's put Moran on. 13 walks in 60 innings. So it doesn't happen often. But puts Moran on, the 9-hitter, and sends us back to the top of the order. Kyle Blevins to the plate. Blevins singled and scored a run in the first. Couple of base runners aboard. Coyotes have not been hurting for base runners. In addition to the 9 runs they plated yesterday, left 14 on. And now the coach of the year going out to have a conversation with the pitcher of the year. After walking Moran and pitching outside of the strike zone with the first pitch to Blevins. Central Alabama, LBW coming up, 4 o'clock, Bishop State. And the loser of this one, 7 o'clock tonight, it will be Enterprise State, and the loser of Central Alabama and LBW. Brooks Hart is on deck. Kyle Blevins stepping in. I mentioned gorgeous here in Oxford. Was in the upper 50s overnight. Temperatures expected to climb towards 80 today. Currently 75. Winds a little more brisk than a day ago. South-southeast at 8 with gusts to 19. 60% humidity, 18-mile visibility. Might want a little sun protection if you're going to get outside of the grandstand. UV index 6, air quality 38 and good. 3 pitches missing. That one into the zone from Jordan. Blevins yesterday an RBI single, as this one is fouled away, and this one has singled and scored. Yesterday's Coastal North game, the longest of the 2 hours and 59 minutes against the Boll Weevils. And early in this one, you got the makings of a lengthy contest. 34 minutes in, top of the second with 1 away. (3-2) payoff to Blevins. Runners go. There's a base ramp into center field. In will come Harden. Moran goes to third. Blevins giving the lead back to the Coyotes.
That brings up number 6, second baseman, Brooks Hart.
Brooks Hart to the plate. That is hit number 5 given up by Jordan. Ethan McAnally moving to the on-deck circle. Blevins, his second RBI of the weekend. Hit over to first. No possibility for the double play because Blevins was going. So Hart will ground out to first for out number 2. Ethan McAnally with an RBI single in the first. He drove in Kyle Blevins. Trent Nelson moving to the on-deck circle. Jan, Thigpen, and Smith in the bottom of the second for Wallace Dothan. Number 1 team in the country in Division II baseball. Swatting towards Eubanks. He'll go to first, get McAnally on the 6-3. 2 more runners stranded, 1 more runner in. Coastal North, 2-1 lead after 1.5.
University of Alabama Online, where legends log in. A tradition of excellence. Decades of experience in distance learning. Empowering students of all ages. More than 90 degree and certificate programs to advance your career. UA Online. Flexible, affordable, legendary. Let your computer be your campus. Visit online.ua.edu.
And reminder to follow us Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. On Facebook, kind of the schedules, Threads, all the scores. On Twitter, some highlights, like yesterday's Bryce Knox home run. And kind of a smorgasbord on Instagram and TikTok. Ellis Jan starting it off. And definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel. Trying to get to 4,000 by the weekend. By the end of the weekend. Couple of strikes on Jan. And if you're watching on our website, you're watching on YouTube. So there should be a subscribe button nearby. If you're not, if you're watching on the ACCC Sports Network, then when you get a chance, if you don't mind going to YouTube and putting JockJive Sports in the search engine. Outside with a pitch on YouTube. Not just games, conversations with the playmakers. 2-2 on Jan. And so much more. By the way, later on in the game, not sure what inning. May do it in the fourth. We typically do it in the fourth. Yesterday, the sixth. We'll take your shout-outs. I'm thinking we'll move it back to the fourth. Jan strikes out. Ange with his first of the game. And there is one away.
Jan goes down on strikes. Now you got his left fielder, number 23, J.T. Thigpen.
J.T. Thigpen next. Ethan Ange on the year, more innings pitched than any other Coyote with 43, grounded to Hart. He'll take it from second over to first. J.T. Thigpen out, number 2.
Now you got his second baseman, number 25, Jake Smith.
This is the 10th Ange start of the year. 2 and 3, 52 hits given up, 40 runs, 37 earned, 25 walks, 48 strikeouts. 4 home runs allowed, a 7.74 ERA. Well, that was kind of a, didn't mean to, but I might as well carry through with its swing. And it's 0-1 on Jake Smith. Case and Eubanks on deck. Nelson, Allen, and Wave when we get to the third. So we will get a third inning look at that shoulder of Trent Nelson, which apparently is okay, but had that moment. Haven't seen him at the plate since bending that shoulder the wrong way. But we will in the third to start things off. One-two pitch, fouled away by Smith. A 304 hitter on a 330 hitting Governor squad. 4 home runs, 36 RBIs. That's not bad totals for the 9 guy who delivers with a 2-out single.
Jake Smith on the hit. Now we're back to the top of the lineup. Number 2, Kason Eubanks.
Tying run on as Kason Eubanks makes his way to the plate. Sent a rocket to third, but he was the rocket launcher, and Trent Nelson the rocket stopper. Made the grab at third. Oh for 1 in the game. Sean Darnell moves to the on-deck circle. Smith at first, 3 stolen bases this year. Wallace Dothan with 44, but the bulk of the 44 between 2 players, Kason Eubanks and Logan Johnson. They've stolen 26 of the 44. Count even in 1 on Eubanks. One and 2. Eubanks, 30 strikeouts on the year. Second most on the team. Goes as a team fanned 226 times. Ground over towards second. Hart swats it, throws over to first, and we'll get Eubanks on the 4-3. 1 hit, 4 go up, 3 go down, 1 stranded. Through 2, it's a 1-run lead. Just about all White Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it.
Leading off the top of the third for Coastal North, third baseman, number 18, Trent Nelson.
Top of the third, Trent Nelson starts it. He is one of 3 strikeouts in the game for Jordan. That was the first out in the first inning. Trevor Allen, Tyler Wave due up in the inning too. And on is Nelson, leadoff hitter, on for the third consecutive inning for Coastal North as Nelson will get aboard.
Now your batter's designated hitter, Trevor Allen.
Trevor Allen coming to the plate. I'm looking to the baseball minds to see if it's an E or an H. Runner on, and that'll be credited as a hit. I've kind of gotten out of the controversial base hit error calling business. I've been wrong so often. I leave it to the more brilliant baseball minds. Definitely looked handleable, is that a word, by Sean Darnell at third. But Nelson on him and credited with a base hit. Strike 3 on the outside part of the plate to Trevor Allen.
Allen goes down with strikes. Now your batter's right field, number 20.
Second inning in a row that Allen has struck out looking. Tyler Wave coming to the plate. Sebastian Harden to the on-deck circle. Wave, a .278 hitter. Smacked a 2-run shot yesterday. One of a couple of home runs hit yesterday. As a matter of fact, I think both were 3-run shots, and this one may be a 2-run blast. Nope. Right on the fence. Catch made. Nelson thought it was out, and the double play is turned. That was a little acting from Brody Capps. Kind of gave that jaunt towards the fence as if he was going to watch it sail out of the park, and then went over and made the catch on the wall. And Nelson bit on it. And the double play is turned. Despite the hit, 3 up, 3 down in the top of the third.
University of Alabama Online, where legends log in. A tradition of excellence. Decades of experience in distance learning. Empowering students of all ages. More than 90 degree and certificate programs to advance your career. UA Online. Flexible, affordable, legendary. Let your computer be your campus. Visit online.ua.edu.
Bottom of the third, Sean Darnell.
Sean Darnell starting off the bottom of the third. Brody Camps, Warwick Wilmot due up in the inning 2. Swats this one over towards McAnally. Fields and, well, I think he could have beat Darnell to the bag, but thought that Edge was and was just going to underhand to Edge. Edge couldn't get there. Darnell beats Edge to the bag, and Darnell is on. Brody Camps coming to the plate. Two-one Coastal North lead. And the last 10 minutes or so is what makes baseball so unique and interesting. Maybe little, but there are things that you will see for a first time as this one is wrapped towards Blevins. Possibility of 2. There's 1. There's 2. 6-4-3 double play.
Now you're going to first baseman, Warwick Wilmot.
And there's 2 gone for Warwick Wilmot. But not seen often, at least at this level, was that play to put an end to the top of the third, where Brody Camps made it look like he was going to watch that one sail out of the park from Tyler Wave, ground to heart. And all it did was turn the double play. And so too did the Coastal North turn a double play in the third. So we had one in the top, one in the bottom. And despite base runners, turns it into a minimal 3 up, 3 down in both portions of the third. In the fourth we go in a 2-1 game.
1995, the Alabama Baseball Coaches Association has held its annual Coaches Convention, where up to 450 high school and college coaches gather to learn more about their craft from some of the best coaches in Alabama and the country. The annual awards banquet is also held during the convention, where standout high school and college players and coaches from the past season are honored for their success. The banquet's highlight occurs when the new Hall of Fame class is inducted and the Distinguished Service Award recipient
Number 26 left fielder, Sebastian Harden.
Top of the fourth, Sebastian Harden starting it off. 3 pitches, 1 out. And strikeout number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the game for Jordan. Well, we're going to do it in the fourth. I said I couldn't decide on inning 4 or 6. Let's do it in the fourth. Shout-outs, 334-488-1385. It's the number posted there to your scoreboard. If you were watching North and Enterprise State yesterday, and then you're a veteran at this kind of stuff. If you weren't, well, here's what we're looking for. Shout out to a player, coach, team, umpire, fan, you know, who's here or watching somewhere else, you name it. So it's who's it to, who's it from, and of course there's got to be a what is it. Got to have a little message tossed in there. All to the number on the scoreboard, 334-488-1385, fouled off by Steele, and that got a piece of ash. So he is going to be given the opportunity to get rid of the pain. That got the ankle and the knee. That was twice the pain for Grayson Ash. But back to your shout-outs, 334-488-1385. And also include on there where you're shouting out from, if you don't mind. Now text them. Typically have somebody call. Would love to talk. We've got a little baseball to cover, so if you would text the shout-out, we'll do it all fourth inning long. And 2, if you got a little watch party going on, be sure to snap a photo. Get us in the picture somehow. And send that to 334-488-1385, and we will do it all fourth inning long. On the outside part of the plate, Steele strikes out.
Steele goes down with strikes.
2 going for Gavin Moran.
22, Gavin Moran.
If you're watching it work, stick that in there too. And I think I've covered all bases, no pun intended. For your shout-outs, kind of the parameters. Guidelines to follow, don't have to, but just some guidelines to follow. Outside with a pitch to Moran. Moran with a walk in the second. To the plate in the fourth. Count even at 1. And yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, you can shout anytime you like. You know, you can just post a message. But it's the fourth inning for the texted shout-outs. 1-1 pitch. Low 2-1. Kyle Blevins on deck. Ash, Johnson, and Yawn in the bottom part of the fourth for Wallace Dothan. 2-1 offering. That is underneath Eubanks mid. Into left field, and Moran on with a 2-out single.
Moran on the hit. Now we're back to the top of the lineup again. Number 13, Kyle Blevins.
Top of the order, Kyle Blevins to the plate. Couple of singles, one in the first and second. Go Gov, shout out to Warwick Wilmot from your family watching in Wisconsin. Grandpa, Karen, Uncle Brian, and Aunt Pat. Well, thank you very much for watching. They're in Wisconsin. Home of some great cheese, by the way. You know, I thought cheese was cheese until I had cheese from Wisconsin. Grandpa, Karen, Uncle Brian, and Aunt Pat, thanks for watching. Moran, he'll get in safely, and that's because the ball dropped. Actually had the tag, did Jake Smith, on Moran. And the umpire about to call him out, but the ball dropped, and Moran in with a stolen base. I don't think Moran steals many bases. That is his fourth stolen base of the year. Into the dirt with a pitch to Blevins. Singled and scored in the first, singled and drove in a run in the second. He has played a direct role in both Coastal North runs. And now Ash has got some issues with his earpiece. It's back in, and we're back to the baseball. Shout out to the whole team. Go Coyotes. From Edie and her family watching from Jay, Florida. Thank you very much, Jay, for checking in. Inside pitch to Blevins. He'll be given a walk, couple of base runners on with two gone.
Blevins draws the walk. Now you're about to second baseman, number 6, Brooks Hart.
Jay, the home of the Royals. And home of, what is it, Jim Lassiter Dentistry? Giving Jim some free publicity. Brooks Hart to the plate. Couple of base runners aboard, top of the fourth. Let's go Yotes from Eric in Florida. Thank you very much, Eric. Down in the Sunshine State watching. That'll go to the screen. Runners 90 feet further down the road. Moran to third and Blevins to second. Here we go, Yotes from Bay Minette, Alabama. Shout out from the northbound lane of I-65 to Kevin and Big Daddy Weed. The boys in blue are doing a great job. Man, be careful out there on I-65 in the northbound lane. Of course, that northbound lane could be anywhere from where? Mobile, Alabama to, where does 65 go? Kentucky? Ohio? Count even in one on Hart. Hart 1 for 2 in the game, a single in the first. Ground out to first in the second. Ethan McAnally on deck. 334-488-1385. Shout outs in the fourth. Count evens up at 2 on Hart. 5, 6, and 7 in the governor's order when you get to the bottom part of the fourth. 2-2 Jordan pitch with a couple of base runners on. Chop towards Smith at second. Goes to first and gets Hart on the 4-3. 2 more runners stranded. That brings the total left on for the Coyotes through a game and a half to 20. 2-1 Coyotes as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Bottom of the 4th, mid part of the Governor order. Grayson Ash starts it. Logan Johnson and Ellis Yawn due up in the inning 2. Attaway Yotes keep it up, boys. Brenna Shelley. Yotes volleyball in Marietta today. But typically on campus there in Bruton. Sending a shout out to the Coyotes. Go Govs from Phoenix City, Alabama. Right there on the Alabama-Georgia line. Walk handed to Grayson Ash.
Ash draws the walk. And batters number 3, center fielder.
Tying run on for Logan Johnson. Ellis Yawn to the on-deck circle. Get it Govs cheering you on from PCB, Florida. Panama City Beach. Check it in. Go Yotes watching from California. Good to hear from the folks in California where it's baseball and breakfast. Have a little baseball with your coffee and Egg McMuffin or whatever you have in California. Here in Alabama, grits and eggs. Of course, we're almost to lunch now. Over to first with a throw. Back safely goes Grayson Ash. High with the pitch, showing bunt was Johnson. And an appeal made, and they say he did try to lay down the bunt. Apparently made a little bit of a motion. And a heads-up play from Trent Nelson at third called that. And got his catcher to ask for an appeal, and they get a strike on Johnson. Outside with the offering. Johnson ground into a 1-3. By the way, halfway through your shout-outs, 334-488-1385. Doing it all 4th inning long, and then after the 4th, you can post your comments on YouTube. Strike delivered and out will go Johnson.
Johnson goes down on strikes.
For Edge K number 2, he struck out Yawn and Al Johnson. And speaking of Yawn, he's coming to the plate now. Go Yotes, watching in Houston, Texas. Thank you very much, Houston, for checking in. That is popped up in left field. And again, Sebastian Harden in left backing up. It is Blevins who comes out from short to make the catch, but Harden having a little difficulty picking up those hits off the stick. So Jan with a fly out to short. And JT Thigpen coming to the plate. A little bit inside with a pitch to Thigpen. This shout out says, how about them Trojans? Central Alabama. They're coming up next at 1 o'clock, taking on LBW. Yeah, big game yesterday. 12-2 win in 6 over Bishop State. By the way, Trojan fans, you might want to go to our Twitter and find the Bryce Knox home run. Like it and reshare it. 2-0 pitch to Thigpen. Ground to Hart. He'll go to Blevins. Thigpen hits into the 4-6. And there's a runner stranded. Nobody scores, 4 done. And the lead is 1.
Leading off the top of the 5th, for Coastal North, first baseman, number 36, Ethan McAnally.
Top of the 5th, Ethan McAnally will start it. Hey, thanks for all the shout-outs. 2 that we didn't get to. They came in the 4th. They're official shout-outs. Just didn't get to read them in the 4th. Go Yotes from the nursing department at the Bruton campus. Thank you very much, nursing department. And shout-out Grayson and the Yotes, watching from the University of Central Florida. So thank you very much, Central Florida, for checking in. Ethan McAnally, Trent Nelson, Trevor Allen due up in the top of the 5th. In a 2-1 game, it became a 2-1 game in the top of the 2nd. And it has stayed a 2-1 game into the top of the 5th. Strike to McAnally, who is 1 for 2 in the game. Single to the first, ground out to short. in the second. Eubanks fields it short, spins, and gets McAnally on the 6-3.
Eubanks on the play for out one. Now your batter's third baseman, number 18, Trent Nelson.
One out for Trent Nelson. Nelson 1 for 2 in the game, struck out in the first. Had a single in the third. Nelson a .296 hitter on a .312 hitting Coyote team. Couple of home runs, 31 RBIs. Trevor Allen on deck. Cubs in the bottom of the fifth will send Smith, Eubanks, and Darnell. 9, 1, and 2 to the plate. Win and you got the rest of the day off. You can kick back and enjoy your baseball here and play at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. Lose and you got another game today. Loser of this one taking on Bishop State at 4 o'clock this afternoon. One ball, couple of strikes on Nelson. That is a base hit, 2 for 3 in the game, Nelson.
Nelson.
8th hit of the game for the Coyotes.
That brings up designated hitter Trevor. Make that number 11.
And a hitter coming in for Trevor Allen. This is Nate Mayfield. Mayfield, a starter yesterday, as the DH. And went 0 for 5 with an RBI. That RBI came on a sac fly in the fourth. Trevor Allen, after back-to-back strikeouts, coming out of the game, and Nate Mayfield in.
Again, your batter's number 11, Nate Mayfield.
Tidal wave is on deck. Mayfield hitting .339 on the year. A couple of home runs, 16 RBIs in the regular season. Jordan's 1-0. I mentioned Coastal North not hurting for hits. 8th of the game and 24th of the tournament thus far for the Coyotes was that one-out single from Nelson. One pitch. It is 1-2 on Mayfield. 9-1-2 coming to the plate when you get to the bottom of the fifth for Wallace Dothan. One, 2 offering. A little bit inside. Count evens at 2. Mayfield, 8 walks, 10 strikeouts, 62 plate appearances. 21 hits, 6 of those extra base hits, 4 doubles, and a couple of home runs. Nelson at first, 7 stolen bases this year. He has been caught twice. And Nelson back safely. Jordan working his way into the fifth. I think yesterday we had one starter get into the fifth, and one starter worked beyond the fifth. That one that worked beyond was Central Alabama's Dalton Gray, who worked a total of 6 innings for Central Alabama. Three-two count on Mayfield. Didn't have a double-digit strikeout guy yesterday. That's a base hit. Mayfield with a pinch hit single.
Mayfield on the hit.
Couple of base runners on for Tyler Wave.
Tyler Wave.
Wave 0 for 2, ground out to first and flew out to right. It is 325 feet to the fence in right, and he hit it 324 and a half. Able to get there right on the fence was Capps to make the catch. One away, couple of base runners aboard. Sebastian Harden on deck. Top part of the fifth. A 1-0 Coyote squad, and Wallace Dothan playing in their first game of the weekend. The only team now that we have not seen yet, we'll see next. LBW, the 2 seed who also got a bye. They will take on Central Alabama in what is slated to be a 1 o'clock game. We'll see if that game starts at 1. 1-0 pitch to Wave. Outside of the strike zone. 2 home runs yesterday. Wave and Knox. 1 each for the winners on Thursday. Wave with the Coyotes and Knox with the Trojans. Another one outside. Jordan has walked 1, walked Moran back in the second. And on 4 pitches, walks Wave and loads it up.
Davis walk and the bases are loaded for number 26, Sebastian Harden.
Well, again, you look at the season numbers for Jordan, and he just doesn't walk multiple runners often in one game. 13 walks in 13 appearances. So 2 walks in a single game is uncommon territory for Jordan. Loaded up for Sebastian Harden. Second most on the team in home runs this year with 4. 25 RBIs. In this one, 1 for 2. Singled in the second, struck out in the fourth. Count even at 1 on Harden. Zane Steele on deck. Yesterday, Harden 3 of 5. One pitch. Well, thus far in the tournament, when Sebastian Harden has not been getting hits, he's been struck out. 3 of 5 yesterday. The 2 outs were strikeouts, 1 of 2 today, and the 1 out, a strikeout. High pitch, 3-1. Pressure on Jordan. The pitch outside of the strike zone brings in Nelson. It's high. Nelson's in. Back-to-back walks. And a 2-run Coyote lead. Still loaded. And it looks like Jordan's done. Leaves with the bases full and down by 2. The new pitcher, the Jordan numbers when we return.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Now your batter's number 10, catcher Zane Steele.
Still loaded, still in the top of the 5th. No longer Ray Jordan, but Colton Dorsey on the hill. Dorsey on the season, making his 10th appearance. Half of those as a starter, half out of the pen. 5-0 with 1 complete game. .29 2/3 innings of work, 22 hits given up, 11 runs, 9 earned, 8 walks, 30 strikeouts, 3 home runs allowed, and a .273 ERA. Facing Zane Steele, who has struck out looking and swinging against Jordan. Rolling away with a pitch to Steele. Gavin Moran is on deck. Ray Jordan, 4 1/3 innings of work. 25 hits given up. I make that 25 runners, potentially, hitters faced. 6 strikeouts, 3 walks, 9 hits. And allowed 3 runs, but he is responsible for the 3 on. Two gone, Jordan with 1 of the outs, Dorsey with the other. And Gavin Moran coming to the plate. Eubanks will gobble it up, go to second. And Moran hits into the 6-4. 3 are left on. The LOBs now at 9 in the game for the Coyotes. as we head to the bottom of the fifth in a 3-1 game.
University of Alabama Online, where legends log in. A tradition of excellence. Decades of experience in distance learning. Empowering students of all ages. More than 90 degree and certificate programs to advance your career. UA Online. Flexible, affordable, legendary. Let your computer be your campus. Visit online.ua.edu.
Jake Smith.
And don't forget to follow us: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, JockJive Sports. And when you see any highlights from this one on Twitter, if you don't mind, repost, retweet, share, like, love. And right now I got the Bryce Knox home run from a day ago for Central Alabama posted. We'll have stuff from today later. Count even at 1 on Jake Smith. Smith has one of the 2 Gov base hits. Darnell had a double in the first, and Smith had a single in the second. And those are the 2 Wallace Dothan base hits of the game. Floated towards Hart, and he'll take off trying to catch up with it. Ricochets off the fence. In with a leadoff double is Jake Smith. So we get back to the top of the order. Kason Eubanks to the plate. 0 for 2 in the game with a line out to third and a ground out to second. Sean Darnell coming to the plates of the 3 base hits. Spread amongst 2 Govs, Darnell and Smith. And 2 of the 3 base hits have been extra base hits, doubles. Darnell with 1, and now moments ago, Jake Smith with 1. 0-2 on Eubanks. Eubanks lined out to third in the first, ground out to second in the second. Top of the order to the plate when you get the 6th inning underway for the Coyotes. Blevins, Hart, then McAnally. Eubanks strikes out.
Eubanks goes down on strikes. Now your batter's number 7.
Strikeout number 3 for Edge.
Darnell.
And 1 away for Sean Darnell. Darnell's got 1 of the 3 base hits, 1 of the 2 doubles. That double in the first, his 10th of the year. 30 RBIs. A couple of triples and a home run for Sean Darnell. First pitch inside for ball one. Brody Capps on deck. Darnell, 24 walks on the year. Two-0 pitch. Too far inside, 3-0. .24 walks, 14 strikeouts for the .355 hitting Darnell. 3-0 pitch, and there's a 4-pitch walk. Couple of runners aboard. That is walk number 3 for Edge. Couple of base runners on. Brody Capps to the plate. He's reached on an error and grounded into the double play. Keith Griffin going to come out of the dugout and go have a conversation with Ethan Edge. Third inning in 5 in which the Govs have had multiple runners. Had 2 on in the first, in the third, and now here in the 5th. Inning started with a double from Jake Smith. Eubanks strikes out. Darnell walks. And a couple of base runners on for the 3-hitter Brody Capps. A .369 hitter on the year, 3 home runs, and 38 RBIs. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Govs with 30-plus RBIs. 2 with 40-plus. Brody Capps, who reached on the error in the first and then grounded into the double play in the third. Fouling off the first pitch from Edge in his third at-bat. Warwick Wilmot on deck. A 1 pitch, and it is 0-2. Key at bat for both Coyotes in trying to keep the Govs off the board. Govs in their pursuit of more runs. Edge, 25 walks coming in. 3 more today, 28 on the year. That's a base hit into left field. Sebastian Harden comes up firing, run is in, it's a 1-run game. Capps with an RBI single. And the Govs draw to within 1 with that 1 run in scoring position. Warwick Wilmot walked and grounded into a 4-3. Govs now with 4 hits in the game. And Capps with the RBI, picking up his 39th of the year. One away from becoming the third Gov with 40 plus. Count even at 1 on Wilmot. One offering. That is floated towards center field. Gavin Moran sliding in to make the catch. Wanting to tag was Darnell, but he slipped and fell. Still going to tag. And the out is not registered at second because it hops out of the middle part. Had his hand between the foot of Wilmot, or make that of Capps in the bag. Tying run is in, and we're 3 apiece. All on a delayed tag. And now the officials discussing. And I think the discussion, at least based on the body language, would suggest that did the ball pop out when Hart reached into the mitt? And that, I believe, is what the officials are discussing. Of course, that's sheer speculation on my part. Got a runner at third in Capps. Looks like Brooks Hart is okay, by the way. And now the question becomes, did he hang on to the ball long enough, if this is indeed part of the conversation with officials, to get the out? And it's a big question because you've got the potential go-ahead run at third with 2 gone, or you're going to the top of the 6th without being Capps, the guy who was at third. Grayson Ash coming to the plate. Well, here's what we do know. No matter what the result of the conversation between officials, half of the stadium's not going to be happy. Lengthy conversation, which would lend belief to the fact it's just not cut and dry. So the officials trying to get a consensus before making their decision known. But apparently they've made their decision, and now Keith Griffin is going to be the first to find out what has been decided. And now Wallace Dothan has been informed, and it would appear at the moment the decision is weighed in the favor of the Govs. Coach Griffin still in conversation. Coach Eiley has been informed and apparently is satisfied with the decision. So that is enough information to let us know that Capps is going to be at third. There will be 2 outs. And Grayson Ash is coming to the plate in the 3-3 game. It was going to be 3-3 regardless. But the question mark before the conversation with officials, is it 3-3 and we're going to the 6th? Or is it 3-3 and a runner 90 feet away could make it 4-3 Govs? Well, now they're calling Coach Eiley over. And I think he's like, hey, I've already gotten word. 2 gone, base runner at third, Caps.
It's 2 outs. And your batter's number 7 catcher, Grayson.
Grayson Ash to the plate with an opportunity to give Wallace Dothan their first lead of the game. Ash with a sacrifice fly that brought in Sean Darnell in the first and then walked in the fourth. An appeal apparently that Caps left early. And that denied. And now Keith Griffin is back talking with the officials. So I don't know if there were multiple conversations. It would seem that if the officials were only talking about a runner leaving early, that's a brief conversation. He either did or he didn't. So apparently this was a second matter. And Keith Griffin deciding, hey, let's give it a shot. And apparently Caps did not leave early. He's over at third. And Grayson Ash awaiting the first Ethan Edge pitch. It has been a while in between pitches. The last one to Wilmot. And now this one to Ash. (3-3) game in the fifth. Coyotes with a run in the first, second, and fifth innings. And it comes with 1 run in the first and 2 here in the fifth. Sent a long way by Ash, but foul. And by the way, with the tie game, starting pitcher Ray Jordan off the hook. Can't lose it, can't win it. High pitch to Ash. Had a sac fly in the first, walked in the fourth. Logan Johnson on deck. 2-1 pitch. Popped up towards Harden in left. He'll drift over towards the foul line, reach up, make the catch. Caps left on. We've got a tie game going to the sixth.
Leading off the top of the sixth for Coastal North, Number 13, shortstop, Kyle Blevins.
We are back to where we started, tie ball game. Well, maybe not exactly where we started. Goose Eggs began it when Kyle Blevins came to the plate. It's 3-3 now with Kyle Blevins coming to the plate. 2 for 2 with a walk, an RBI, and a run scored. Brooks Hart, Ethan McAnally, 2 up in the inning, 2. Couple of strikes from Colton Dorsey. Dorsey came in and worked the last 2/3 of the 5th. And now working the 6th. Even count and 2 on Blevins. Govs with a couple of hits and a couple of runs in the bottom of the 5th. And here we are tied at 3. Blevins 20 walks this season. 1 in this game. Three balls, couple of strikes. And given another walk as Blevins down to first. He will go to lead off the 6th.
Now you got a second baseman, number 6, Brooks Hart.
Hart 1 for 3, singled, ground out to first, ground out to second. Lines that one to Eubanks, and Kyle Blevins wisely staying alert and trots back to first.
Now you got number 36, Ethan McAnally.
Ethan McAnally 1 for 3. An RBI on a single in the first. It drove in Kyle Blevins. Otherwise, a couple of ground outs. Trent Nelson on deck, outside with a pitch from Dorsey. And the count goes to 2-0. Johnson, Yan, and Thigpen in the bottom of the 6th for Wallace Dothan. In a game that's creeping up on 2 hours, an hour 53. And still nobody with a lead. That will be thrown into the dirt, give at least 1 to Blevins. He says, how about 3? Kicks it in. Slides into third, 90 feet away. And the first Gov error, costly. Puts that go-ahead run 90 feet away. Two and 1 on McAnally. So the chances of again driving in Blevins get better with a 2-bag error. 2-2 the count. And now Dorsey trying to make amends at the plate. Of the 4 he has faced previously, he's fanned 1. Fouled away by McAnally. Two balls, 2 strikes. Just a little bit outside. You can see McAnally's body language thought about it, laid off the pitch, and the count runs full. Eight regular season walks for Dorsey. That should be deep enough to bring in the run. In front of the warning track, right center field, catch made by Johnson, but Blevins will score. And that two-bag error costly.
Third baseman, number 18, Trent Nelson.
Trent Nelson to the plate. Nelson 2 for 3 in the game. Struck out in the first, singled in the third and fifth. Nate Mayfield on deck. Six, 7, and 8 in the Wallace Dothan order when you get to the bottom part of the inning. Nelson will strike out. Second one of the game for Dorsey, 8th for Governor pitching. But runs in, and the lead back into the hands of the Coyotes.
Sports fans, we pack stadiums, arenas, and local gyms every day. And every sports fan is uniquely human. Seeing each play with your own eyes, triggering your own emotions. And as humans, we won't agree on every call, but we can act with empathy and consideration. So put yourself in the official shoes. Be more than a fan. Be officially human.
And don't forget, want to watch the game later? We can fix you up. Go to the website. There is a link right there on the front page. Click on it. It gives you access to our subscription channel. And there you can buy a year's worth of watching everything we've got on the website for this one itty-bitty, teeny-tiny price. Less than the cost of a cup of coffee, once a month? Once or twice a month? And if you want downloads, just email us. We'll fix you up with that too. Popped up by Logan Johnson. Sebastian Harden in left field makes the catch.
And you've got his designated hitter, Ellis Yon.
One out for Ellis Yon. Yon walked 38 times in the regular season. Team leader by far with drawing walks. Brooks Hart. And apparently okay, making the throw to first to get Yon.
Now your batter's number 9, Sway Rivas.
Pinch hitter for JT Thigpen. This is Slade Seaborn.
Slade Seaborn is your batter, excuse me.
Seaborn, a 183 hitter, 7 RBIs, 11 hits in 60 trips to the plate, one extra base hit that was a double. 5 walks, 10 strikeouts. Jake Smith on deck. And Coach Keith Griffin has come out to apparently discuss the substitution with the umpire.
Junior batter Slade Seaborn.
Well, the conversation has gone from one coach to the other, Griffin to Eiley. And apparently all proper paperwork now filled out, and back into the box steps Seaborn. 2 gone, nobody aboard. Jake Smith is on deck. He'll float it towards Gavin Moran in center field, who comes in, makes the catch, turns it into a 3-up, 3-down, bottom of the 6th.
Leading up the top of the 7th for the Coyotes, number 11, Nate Mayfield.
Top of the 7th, Nate Mayfield coming to the plate. 1 for 1 in the game. Came in for Trevor Allen as the DH in the 5th and getting his second plate appearance here in the 7th. Wallace Dothan, some defensive changes. Slade Seaborn staying in the game, playing center field. Logan Johnson moves from center to left, and JT Thigpen coming out of the game. Base hit. Nate Mayfield, his second hit of the game.
Now right fielder, number 20, Tyler Wade.
10th of the contest for the Coyotes. Tyler Wade with a base runner on. So 2 games and 2 games of double-digit hits for the Coyotes. 16 yesterday, 10 today. Bunting foul by Wade. Trying to move Mayfield over. In a now 2-hour and 5-minute ball game. And still most of the 7th, all of the 8th and 9th to go. So, yeah, a 1 o'clock start for LBW and Central Alabama. Not looking real likely. Runner and go, swing and a miss by Wave. Tagged out is Mayfield. Wave now when the base is cleared. Outside with a pitch to Wave. Wave ground out to first in the first, popped out to right in the third. Walked in the fifth. Had a runner when he came to the plate in the seventh, but Mayfield caught stealing. And for Mayfield, that is the third time he's been caught stealing. Another one fouled back by Wave. Tyler Wave from Panama City Beach getting the walk. He'll go down to first. Sebastian Harden to the plate.
Now your batter's left fielder, number 26, Sebastian Harden.
That is the second Dorsey walk. And it's the fifth for the Govs. The last Dorsey walk turned into a run. That was Kyle Blevins, walked in the sixth. And eventually came in and scored on a Ethan McAnally sacrifice fly. Oh, 1 pitch. Just a little bit high. Harden walked with the bases loaded in the fifth. And that brought in Trent Nelson. That is a fair ball, fielded from behind the plate by Ash. Goes to first, gets Harden. And Wave will go to second.
Now your batter's number 10, Zane Steele.
2 gone for Zane Steele. 3 strikeouts in the game for Steele. Gavin Moran moving to the on-deck circle. Steele struck out swinging in the second, looking in the fourth, swinging in the fifth. Yesterday was a 1-for-3 game for Zane Steele. Upstairs with a pitch. Bottom and top of the order when you get to the bottom of the seventh for Wallace Dothan. It'll be Jake Smith, Kason Eubanks, and then Sean Darnell. One pitch to Steele. One ball, couple of strikes, 2 gone. Base runner on bag 2. Steele fouls that one towards third. And Zane Steele back into the box. As I mentioned, a Baker product, one of 2. Edge the other. A lot of Floridians on this Coastal North roster. Of course, Bruton not very deep inside Alabama. Steele strikes out again. Leaves a runner stranded. One hit, one left on. Still a one-run game going to the seventh.
You've played some travel ball, you've shared the videos. Mom and Dad can only root so much. It's time to get real interest from the colleges and scouts in your area right where you live. That's why the Showcase Series is different. We're not just another tournament, we're an advancement event where you get real-time exposure with live TV coverage of our games that get you seen directly by the coaches you want to impress from anywhere in the world. Register for events at showcaseseries.org. It's your turn at bat.
Leading off the bottom of the seventh, number 25, Jake Smith.
Bottom of the order, bottom of the seventh. Jake Smith starting it off. Casey Eubanks and Sean Darnell due up in the inning, too. Jake Smith has half of the Gov base hits. Singled and doubled. Singled in the second, doubled in the fifth. Ethan Edge, start of the game, into the bottom of the seventh he goes for the Coyotes. On the outside part of the plate. Count even at 2. Three and 2 the count. Taking a look at Ethan Edge on the year, does not have a complete game. On the inside part of the plate, and out will go Jake Smith.
Smith down on strikes. Now number 2, Casey Eubanks.
Well, let's see if there's a legitimate complaint. Didn't look too shabby on the replay. One out, back to the top of the order. Count evens at 1 on Eubanks, who is 0 for 3 in the game. Lined out, ground out, struck out. 2-1 the count. Bottom of the order starts off the top of the 8th for the Coyotes. And of course, as we mentioned yesterday, in Division II, there weren't many 9-inning games. Line to right, Tyler Waves there. 9-inning games in D2 were either single non-conference games or extra inning games.
Sean Darnell.
So Ethan Edge was playing in 7-inning games and didn't have a complete game. And he is an out away from what would have been a complete game. Hit by the pitches, Darnell.
Now you got number 4, right fielder, Brody Capps.
Brody Capps coming to the plate. But of course, today it will not be a complete game. If you get through the 7th, and Keith Griffin is going out to converse with Edge, there is activity throwing in the pen for the Coyotes. But that movement in the pen hasn't gone to the edge of the pen as if to hop over that little 1.5 to 2 foot wall or walk around the pathway and come into the game. That movement hasn't been made. That, coupled with the fact you've got a single runner on and you've just had a strikeout and a flyout, might lend credence to the belief that Edge is staying in. Now, with Griffin walking away, he is indeed remaining in the game. And will face Brody Capps, who's got an RBI single in the game and who has knocked in 40-plus runs this year. Tying run at first with 2 gone, that's Darnell. Into the dirt with a pitch. Still able to keep it in front of him. Boy, that was into the dirt about 6 feet out in front of the plate. Capps reached on an error and ground into a double play and single. 1 for 3. Base hit into left field. Couple of runners on, and now that throw it in the bullpen for the Coyotes gets a little more earnest.
Now you got his first baseman, Warwick Wilmot.
Warwick Wilmot to the plate. Wilmot 0 for 2 in the game. And conventional wisdom would suggest this is the guy they need to get on top of the dugout and out of play for Edge to stay in the game. Wilmot walked in the first, ground into a 4-3 in the third, popped out to center field in the 5th. Behind on the count, 0-2 after a couple of pop fly fouls. Grayson Ash would be next. Bottom of the order starts off the 8th for the Coyotes. Question is, will they still have a 1-run lead? That's a high fly ball towards center. And then coming over from left to make the catch is Sebastian. 2 runners are stranded. We are headed to the 8th in a 1-run game.
Leading off the top of the 8th for the Coyotes, number 22, Gavin Moran.
Top of the 8th, bottom of the order starts it off, Gavin Moran. Kyle Blevins and Brooks Hart due up in the inning too. Coyotes have been pretty successful with leadoff. Got leadoff on in the first, second, and third. Not in the fourth or fifth. Got him on in the sixth and seventh. So of the 7 prior innings, 5 times leadoff gets aboard. Over to third, fielded by Darnell. To first with a throw, and out goes Moran.
Darnell on the play for the first out. Now we're back to the top of the lineup. Number 13, Kyle Blevins.
Top of the order, Kyle Blevins. He has not been an out today. Singled in the first and second, walked in the fourth, and walked in the sixth. Has scored a couple of runs and driven in one. Accounting for 3 of the 4 runs. Count evens at 1 on Blevins. In not quite 2 games, Coyotes now with 26 hits. But they've also stranded 24. Out goes Blevins.
Blevins goes down on strikes for out 2. Now you got number 6, Brooks.
2 gone from Brooks Hart. Hart 1 for 4. He has singled. Ground out to first, ground out to second, lined out to short. Ethan McAnally on deck. Bottom of the 8th, Ash, Johnson, and Jan for Wallace Dothan. Wallace Dothan has not lost a game in nearly a month. And their last loss came to this Coastal North team. Count evens up at 2. Two offering, fouled away. It stays 2 balls, 2 strikes. High pitch to run the count full. Dorsey has walked 2. Blevins in the 6th. Wave in the 7th. 3-2 to Hart. Up the middle, base hit. 2 out, single, and a base runner aboard for the Coyotes.
Hart on the hit brings up number 36, first baseman, Ethan McAnally.
11 hits in the game as Ethan McAnally makes his way to the plate. 2 RBIs for McAnally. 1 on a single in the first, 1 on a sac fly in the 6th. And in both instances, it was Kyle Blevins driven in. McAnally, 27 RBIs on the year. 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed. Trent Nelson is on deck. He thought about it, lays off of the pitch. Singled in the first, ground into 6 threes in the second and fifth. And had the sac fly in the sixth, which at the moment is the difference in the game. The Cubs had tied it up in the bottom of the fifth. Blevins in the sixth got on with a walk, and then a Dorsey throwing error got him to third, and eventually McAnally brings him in. And that's where we've been since. Five, 6, and 7 in the order for Wallace Dothan when we head to the bottom of the eighth. Yesterday's first game, 2 hours, 59 minutes. And this one may be a little better than 2:59 when it's all said and done. Currently 2 hours and 27 minutes in. High pitch to run the count even. Two offering to McAnally. Both games played yesterday featured more than 20 hits, the two teams combined. And this one creeping that way with 16 between the two. 3-2 payoff pitch to McAnally. Outside of the strike zone, a single and a walk with 2 gone, put 2 on.
That brings up number 18, Trent Nelson.
Trent Nelson coming to the plate. Nelson 2 for 4. Nelson has a couple of base hits sandwiched between a couple of strikeouts. Fan in the first and sixth. And will roll towards the screen and allow Hart and McAnally to advance. And the Nelson singles came in the third and fifth. Too far inside, 2-0. On the outside part of the plate, much to the chagrin of some Coyote fans and to the delight of the Cubs. A couple of base runners in scoring position. Count evens up at 2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Top of the 8th in a 1-run game. Trevor Allen's replacement, Nate Mayfield, on deck. And the count will run full on Nelson. Three-two Dorsey payoff. Swing and a miss, and out goes Nelson. That might have been a high pitch out of the strike zone, but Nelson chases. 2 are stranded.
Just about all white. Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it. Ethan Edge working his way into the 8th, facing Grayson Ash, Logan Johnson, Ellis Yon. In a one-run ball game, 4-3. Biggest lead in the game has been 2. But for the most part, it's been a one-run game. Floated towards left field. That's no longer Sebastian Harden in left. Catch will be made. And I believe that's Jay Davis, who is now playing out in left field.
In left field. Now your batter's number 3, Logan Johnson.
Logan Johnson to the plate. So I will assume Jay Davis bats in Sebastian Harden's spot, which means he will be the 3 hitter in the 9th. Inside pitch to Johnson. Johnson ground out to the pitcher, struck out and popped out. 0 for 3 in the game. And that one hit him. 2 innings in a row in which Edge has hit a batter, and this one has got Keith Griffin out, and he's already made the decision. Edge is coming out of the game, but what a performance. He will work 7 1/3 and leave. The new Coyote coming in when we return.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Now your batter's number 5, Ellis Yod.
The new pitcher is Jesse Kuzmich. And there's a base wrap delivered by Ellis Yon. Couple of base runners on for Slade Seaborn.
We've got a pinch hitter from Seaborn. It's number 32, Blake Wynn. Blake Wynn in the pinch hit for Seaborn.
Blake Wynn is your new hitter. In a spot that has seen 3 different guys, JT Thigpen got 2 at-bats. Seaborn came in and hit once. And now it is Blake Wynn hitting with a couple of base runners on. A .290 hitter this year. 31 trips to the plate, 9 hits. 1 home run, 9 RBIs, 7 walks, 9 strikeouts. Kuzmich, 0-2 on Wynn. Went high with a pitch and outside. One, 2 offering. Got him on the inside part of the plate.
Now your batter's number 25, Jake Smith.
Jake Smith next, 2 for 3 in the game. Has singled, doubled, scored a run, and struck out. Ethan Edge, 7 1/3 innings of work. Faced 33, struck out 4, walked 3, hit 2, gave up 5 hits. He is currently allowed 3 runs, but is responsible for Johnson at second. Can't lose it. Has a chance to win it or be part of no decision.
Let's go, Jake.
2-0 to Smith. Kuzmich's pitch outside of the strike zone, 3-0. Kuzmich, 43 innings of work this year. His relief appearance is his 8th of the season. He is 5-2 with a complete game. 49 hits given up, 34 runs, 23 earned, 19 walks, and 31 strikeouts. That is off of Kuzmich, who says, I planned it that way. Hart fields, and Smith will wrap into the 1-4-3 for out number 3. 2 runners are stranded. And we go to the 9th in a 1-run game.
Sports fans, we cheer on our favorite teams at fields, gyms, arenas, and stadiums. But have you ever wondered what it's like to be a referee? Verbal abuse from fans, parents, and coaches is the #1 reason why many referees are walking away. And they're not being replaced quickly enough by new ones. So put yourself in the official shoes, act with respect, and be officially human.
Top of the ninth, Nate Mayfield starts it. Tyler Wave, and let's see who bats third. Sebastian Harden replaced in left field. So I think it is a fair assumption he will be replaced at plate 2. Mayfield 2 for 2. Came into the ball game in the 5th. Had a single in the 5th, one in the 7th. Was caught stealing after getting aboard in the 7th inning. 2-2 pitch from Dorsey. It's high, and the count full. Dorsey has currently worked 3 2/3 innings. That's a fair ball down the line into the corner. Extra bases for Mayfield. Stand-up leadoff double. Tyler Wave to the plate. Coastal North trying to pad the lead before going to the bottom of the 9th. And Dorsey is about to leave the contest. Second reliever, third pitcher. Coming to the bump for the Govs in the top of the 9th.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Again, your batter number 20, Tyler Wade.
Punt laid down by Wave. It is picked up by Altman, goes over to first, but Mayfield's made it to third.
Now your batter number 5, left fielder, Jay Davis.
One out. Jay Davis to the plate. Davis, a replacement defensively for Sebastian Harden. In the bottom of the 8th. And coming to the plate in Harden's stead in the 9th. Zane Steele on deck. Coyotes trying to push that lead back out to 2. Winner of this Region 22 ACCC D2 tournament. Over into right field, base hit for Davis. Lead back to 2 for the Coyotes.
Now your batter number 10, Zane Steele.
Region 8 awaits the winner of this Region 22 matchup. In a best 2 out of 3 series. And eventually, somebody moves on to the World Series, throw down to first, able to get back is Davis. Jay Davis only 22 plate appearances in the regular season. And his first in this tournament delivers with a RBI single. Producing his 7th RBI of the year. Zane Steele 0 for 4. Jay Davis has not stolen a base this year, nor has he tried to steal a base this year. Popped up in the direction of center field. And charging in, making the catch. That is, it used to be Johnson, and then it used to be Seaborn. And now you've got Garrett Pate playing center field.
The batter's Gavin Moran.
Gavin Moran 2 for 4 in the game. Kyle Blevins moving to the on-deck circle. Snap throw over, able to get back safely is Davis. Top of the order, Kyle Blevins on deck. Top of the order in the bottom of the 9th for the Govs, Eubanks, Darnell, and Capps. On the inside part of the plate, count goes even at 1. That is deposited into right field.
Moran on the hit. Now we're back to the top of the lineup.
A couple of runners aboard as we get back to Kyle Blevins. Blevins, 2 hits, 2 walks, and a strikeout. 2 for 3 in the game with 2 runs scored and an RBI. Brooks Hart moving to the on-deck circle. Outside with a pitch to Blevins. Well, if you are Wallace, Dothan, and LBW, the 2 teams that got the bye, you definitely do not want to lose. And just basically kind of throw away the pluses, the advantages of getting to take that first game off. If 1 and 2 lose early, it sure levels the playing surface. There's a walk to Blevins. It's loaded for the Coyotes.
Calls a walk and loads the bases for number 6, Brooks Hart.
Hart with a couple of base hits, 2 of 5 in the game. That walk, by the way, is the 7th issued by Governor pitching. Couple of strikes delivered to Brooks Hart. 136 walks in 332 innings. So an uncharacteristic number of walks today for the Govs. In the 7 given, 3 from Jordan, 3 from Dorsey, 1 from Altman. That's way outside, and the count even at 2. Two offering with the bases full. Fouled back and it stays. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Out will go Hart. Bases are left loaded, 1 run in. 15 stranded by the Coyotes, who left 14 on yesterday. 2-run lead as we head to the bottom of the 9th. Bottom of the ninth, top of the order for Wallace Dothan. They have not led at any point in the game, but hoping to lead at the end of 9. Coyotes trying to make it 2 straight. Knocked off Enterprise State 9-5 yesterday, and with a 2-run lead here in the bottom of the 9th today. One of these two teams will be the first to punch their ticket for tomorrow's play. Winner's got an 11 o'clock game. The loser has got about a 4 o'clock game, and I say about because we're already a little bit behind schedule. Based on a now almost 3-hour game. Two-two pitch to Kason Eubanks, who is 0 for 4 in the game. Pops it up in the direction of right field, and coming in to make the catch is Tyler Wade. One out for Sean Darnell.
Now your batter's number 17, Sean Darnell.
Darnell has doubled, reached on an error, walked, and been hit by a pitch. Every time he's been to the plate, he has been aboard. Brody Cabs to the on-deck circle. Jesse Kuzmich came into the game, worked 2/3 of the 8th. And now working the bottom of the 9th. Darnell doubled in the first, reached on an error in the 3rd. Walked in the 5th, hit by a pitch in the 7th. Sends this one to Gavin Moran in center field for out number 2.
Now your batter's number 4, Brody Caps.
A 1 and a 5 tangling here on a Friday. And 5 trying to put the finishing touches on an upset of 1. As in not only the 1 seed, but the number 1 ranked team in the country. Wallace Dothan hoping for a 2-out rally. 1-0 pitch to Brody Caps. And the count even in 1. Caps 2 for 4 in the game. Has reached on an error, hit into a double play. His last 2 at-bats have been singles. 1 an RBI single in the 5th. That looks like a base hit down the line. Drops it into right field, rolls to the fence. Caps on his way to 3rd. He will be there with a feet-first slide. And the Gums saying it ain't over.
First baseman Warwick Wilmot.
Caps delivering with his 3rd triple of the year. Warwick Wilmot, a walk, a ground out, a couple of flyouts, 0 for 3 in the game. The top RBI producer this year for Wallace Dothan, hoping to produce again. Gets hit by the pitch and goes down to 1st.
Wilmot's hit by the pitch. And it brings up catcher number 7, Grayson Ash.
So a couple of base runners on. And yeah, that one got him square on the ankle. And now the tying run on and the winning run in the form of Grayson Ash, who has hit 3 round trippers this year with 41 RBIs, coming to the plate. And if you're thinking about a round tripper in walk-off fashion, Kuzmich on the year has given up 2 home runs.
It's a run for Wallace, Dothan. Number 12, Caleb Montoletto.
Got a new runner at first after the shot to the ankle of Warwick Wilmot. That is Caleb Mufalano. Strike delivered on the inside part of the plate to Grayson Ash. Ash 0 for 2 with an RBI. Count even at 1. One pitch to Grayson Ash. 3 home runs, 41 RBIs, and it is 1-2. Logan Johnson hoping for a chance to come to the plate next. 1-2 pitch, too high. And the count even at 2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 going, 2 on, 2-run game. Still 2-2. Your deuces wild in the bottom of the 9th. Caps at 3rd, Mufalano at 1st. Two offering to Ash. And it stays 2-2 with the battle continuing. Another Kuzmich 2-2 offering. That is hit towards left field. Jay Davis there, and the ball game is over. So the Coyotes punch their ticket for 11 o'clock tomorrow morning and stay in the winner's bracket of 14 hits, 2 errors, 5 runs. They will leave 15 on. 7 hits, 1 error for Wallace Dothan, and they will strand a total of 11. Runs came this way for Coastal North, 1 in the 1st, 2nd, 5th, 6th, and 9th. For Wallace Dothan, 1 in the 1st and 2 in the 5th. So the Coyotes pull off the upset, beat the #1 team in the country and the #1 team in the seeding process in the conference, and have got an 11 o'clock ball game tomorrow against the winner of this one, Central Alabama and LBW, coming up next. It is about a half hour away. As a matter of fact, 33 minutes. We've been told 1:45. It will be LBW and Central Alabama. We'll see you then. Thanks so much for watching. The The upset win belonging to the Coyotes for the ACCC. And JockJive, I'm Robert Williamson. So long, everybody.